Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Dere Podcast. My name's Lee,
And I'm Aaron.
I'm Tyler.
and this week we're going to be talking about, well, shows airing this season.
Happy Thanksgiving! Belated Thanksgiving!
That too. So, I just spent all day catching up on these shows. So, I've watched a lot of anime today. So, we're going to start off with the show that I watched last, One Punch Man,
Oh, baby.
the hypest show this season.
One Punch! Dude, there are a lot of really good openings this season, by the way. I just thought I'd mention that.
There are a lot of good. I like this one. I like One Punch Man. One Punch Man's my favorite.
Yeah, same.
It's so hyped. It's so great.
Utuare is really good, too. And,
Yeah. Uda's is good. Heavy Objects I like as well.
Comet Lucifer is pretty decent, too, and the ending
Really,
for
Tyler?
Asterisk is really
Really?
good. What?
Oh, you're talking
The
about
opening.
Okay, yeah.
The opening and
is-
endings.
Alright.
The only endings, Asterisk ending's really good.
But
But anyways, One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. So, let's see. Last week, what happened last week? Last week was the asteroid. Where the other S-Class heroes figured out that Saitama is actually incredibly powerful. I enjoyed that episode.
Dude, whenever he blew up on like all the civilians that were like yelling at him like, "You ruined our town! I just bought a new car," and everything, he was just like, "Shut up!" I was just like, "Yeah, that's right, Saitama. You
Yep.
set him straight."
Yeah, I like Saitama as a character. That was the turning point for me in the manga, where it's like, that's where you start to really like Saitama as a character.
I can start rooting for this guy, not
Yeah.
just because he one punches everything. I can start rooting for this guy for a real reason.
Yeah, it's not just because he's hype as fuck. It's because he
Like,
actually he has good morals and he just wants to help people. And then this week we saw the start to the Seamen.
The Seaman. The Seaman.
Oh, god damn it. The Sea King. Let's go with that.
There you go.
Oh,
Uh,
Jesus. I'm
Dude,
hanging
when
out
they
with
were
adolescents
invading the city or whatever, like all the sea creatures, and the one spear dude was just like going in. I was like, "Damn, dude, you hold him off," and then he just got totally wrecked. And I was like, "Oh."
here.
I was actually starting to like this guy. He was doing some work.
Yeah, Stinger was doing a really good job. And then he just gets
Then the Sea King showed up.
Yeah.
And everything ended really fast.
fucking heart-shaped nipples, like, perfect. That was like the first thing I noticed. I forgot about that.
It was the facial makeup that I noticed first, and then like the heart-shaped nipples.
But yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited to see.
How Sion was gonna fuck him up. Urgh, yes.
Oh well, yeah, that teaser bit at the end with Saitama and his serious face, I was like, oh yes, shit's about to get real.
You don't end an episode like that, man.
That's exactly what you do.
No, I want to see shit happen. You don't just
Well,
chop it off.
remember, we're recording this on a Saturday, so that means the next episode's tomorrow.
Best part is I watched this episode today.
But yeah, I think it's really interesting. We get to see a little bit of the Moomin Rider.
Licenseless rider, yeah.
And a little bit more of Speed of Sound Sonic, who I really don't like as a character. He just annoys me in the anime.
He annoys me too, but Speed of Sound Sonic is his name. He's not a superhero. He's like, I don't even know what he is. He's just there. But whenever he was like brawling it out with the Sea King or whatever, it was like he's going really fast, obviously. So like it kind of like these like slow motion pans or whatever, where the Seeking was like trying to punch him, but like you could see the rain just like getting punched through, you know, because he's missing and like the rain just splattering. That was a pretty badass. I got goosebumps.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way he fights, and I think he's an interesting character. And I think he falls under anti-hero.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. He just likes to beat the shit out of people.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
But yeah, I think it was really fun to watch him fight the Sea King, and I'm excited to see Genos fight the Sea King.
Yeah, he kind of showed up at the end there where they were in the shelter and was just like, "What the fuck, shit up."
Yep.
But we can't forget about the best S-class hero, the purdy prisoner.
Oh yes, I actually forgot about that from the manga. I didn't remember that at all. So I was not expecting that, and I just laughed. That was
Whenever
great.
he showed up, it was so badass. Like, you know, he's just like a chain ball on his ankle. You know, he's just saving the lightning dude or whatever. Like, you know, catching him before like the rocks fell on him. And it's like, this guy's awesome. And then you see the picture, like the full like shot of him or whatever, and it's like, what?
So perfect.
My god.
I love how
his magical girl transformation after he ripped the sweater.
And
that was perfect.
Yep, and Speed of Sound Sonic's reaction to it.
I'm just gonna go.
This is just gross.
Whatever he was like, no one's seen my ultimate form and lived to tell about it. And Sonic was just like, even more reason to leave. So good.
Yeah, that was, dude. Oh man.
I couldn't handle myself. I was geeking out, but I'm really hyped to see Genos go in. I hope that they have like Genos actually, you know, like be a part of the killing blow sort of thing instead of having like Saitama come in and just, I got this, Genos. You know, as happened in the past. But we shall have to wait and see. In another, hold up, I think it's like 15 hours.
Yeah, something like that. So
Aaron still hasn't watched One Punch Man besides 2 episodes.
Nope.
He's dead to me.
You need to get on that.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like fucking busy right now.
We understand.
It's still unacceptable now.
I mean, I acknowledge that I should be watching. There's just really no, like, I still don't feel like I have an excuse. I just haven't been watching. But was that all for One Punch Man?
Yeah, I think that just about covers it. It's still hype as shit.
It will always be hype as shit.
Okay, so next we're gonna talk about Cavalry. So first, let me mention that the ending for this show, going back to the openings and ending, I hate the ending for this show. It's just horrible. It sounds terrible. The art isn't that great. It's just a long panning shot. And, I don't know, it just bothers me.
Yeah, I just pulled it up and was listening to it on YouTube real fast, and that beginning, like you said, terrible.
It's
Nails
awful.
on chalkboard, terrible.
And it doesn't fit at all, because they'll have, like, endings where it's like, you know, the episode 8, the ending of episode 8, you have, the chick that they've been helping out, her dad wakes up. So the last samurai finally wakes up from his coma, and it's like, oh, this is a touching scene. Nails on chalkboard. It's just like, oh yeah, that totally fits with what just happened. Thanks. But so episode 8, we had
The Sword Eater.
yes, we had Iki fighting the Sword Eater, which was a really cool fight. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really cool fight. Yeah.
So you only watched did you watch the entire fight?
No, dude, I only watched I have a confession. I only watched the first 10 minutes of this. episode because I got distracted by other better anime to watch. I mean, that's the truth.
I won't disagree. This anime isn't all that great.
But from what little I watched, I did not like this episode in the slightest. I don't give a fuck about this girl and her grandfather.
Kurogane, I believe.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was. I find it weird because it's like they're giving us these 2-episode character developments for these characters that they just won't show up again.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I just don't care about this girl or her family, and I don't care about anyone Iki has to fight, because I know Iki's gonna win. The Sword Eater himself, his power is kind of cool, although they could have probably presented it in a better way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Sword Eater's design. He looks like a generic anime thug.
Yes, I definitely agree with the shark teeth.
Yeah, why does he have shark teeth?
I don't know, because he's the antagonist. The strong antagonist, and the strong antagonist always has shark teeth because I don't know.
He's not a shark. Like, it made sense in Free, kind of, because Rin loved water, I guess. I mean, I'm stretching it there, but, like, it doesn't make sense in this show. And I just hated this episode because of all those things. And I actually wrote down, if Iki wasn't such a generic character, this show would be, like, it might be one of my, like, favorites, maybe. That's, like, saying a lot, but, you know, the two characters, Stella and Iki, are, like, maybe a functioning sexual relationship, so if both of them were interesting people, I would be like, yes, this is what I've been looking for. But no, Iki is boring.
Yeah, I don't know what to think, because the fight itself was really good. I enjoyed how it was shot. I enjoyed the fight itself. It was really fun, and it was interesting to see. You know, Stella talked about how Iki's actually enjoying this fight. He just wants to fight the strong guy, type of thing. But it was just, I don't know. I didn't really... Kurogane was an interesting character, I guess. But I have a feeling we just aren't going to see her again. It's like, cool! She got character development. Alright, now toss her aside. She'll show up for, you know, the 30 seconds that she needs to show that she's still a part of the harem. And we'll keep going. And... I don't even know. It was just...
keep the harem strong.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But then moving on to episode 9, we have Stella and Iki going to the wherever the training place is, and they help the student council clean up. And it's just it starts off with your classic. Stella has no idea why they're going there. She just thinks that she's going with Iki out to somewhere remote and it's going to be great. And this whole lovey-dovey crap, it's just dumb. That was just dumb in my opinion. It was just... And it was your classic, she shows up and she's like, oh, this is what we're doing. We're not hanging out together? Damn, this sucks. It's like, if you would have paid attention to what the teacher was telling you were going to do, then you would have understood that you weren't going there just to hang out with Iki.
So is that why you were mad?
No, that is not why I was mad.
Alright. You gotta explain in detail why you and Aaron both said Jesus Christ.
In chat, yeah.
Okay, so they do this whole thing, and then they finish cleaning up and whatever, and Stella really wants to go to this waterfall. And so yeah, for some reason, because it's pretty, and
I like pretty waterfalls. All right.
Yeah, so
they go up into the mountains, and they walk for a really long time, I think. But like when they start, it's light out, but when they finish, it's like really dark. And Stella gets really fucking sick on the way up there. And of course, you know, it's like, was it snowing? I don't think it was.
No, it was.
Okay.
It was raining.
Okay. It was raining and shit. And of course, they find some mountain lodge they can break into. So they go in there, and you know, what did she say first? She said something like, "Please take off my stockings" or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I see where this is going. I don't like it, but I see where this is going. And he does that. He's like, okay, I controlled myself. I didn't let my boner be too obvious. And then she turns around like 5 seconds later, like, can you please take off my bra? And I was like, okay, all right, this is happening. All right, good.
Yep.
And he literally takes it off, and it's this super dramatic thing where like the hook comes off, and like her tits fly out everywhere. And I was just like, why? Please, no.
But Lee, when I asked you if there was full on nip, you didn't say there was full on nip, so
So-
it wasn't good.
What's her name?
So I'll say that I saw where this was going, and then she was like, "Can you unhook my bra?" And I was like, "All right." The next 3 minutes of this show doesn't matter, and I just skipped ahead.
Oh yeah, and then after that, she says, "Do you want to have sex with me?"
Yep, that's actually I skipped, and I was just like, "So, do you want to have sex?" And I was just like, "Really?" I guess now I can't just I have to know where this goes now. And he just was like, "No," because I don't even understand his reasoning.
What did he say? It was so stupid that I just immediately erased it from my mind.
Yeah, it was
It was
something
something about morality, I think.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of, we can't do that because it would be dishonorable to my family or some shit. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I was
bitch,
like,
you've been disowned from your family. He's like, if we did that, I couldn't show you off to my parents and stuff. It's like, bitch, you've been disowned. You don't have parents anymore. But it
Gay
was just so
confirmed.
dumb.
Gay confirmed.
Oh, and
Alright.
also, right after that, he goes outside and a fucking golem attacks and breaks the lodge.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, this is why you have sex. Because Stella could have died, and then you can't have sex anymore.
Oh, yeah. And then it's just like, he's just like, "Oh no, Stella!" And then it's like, boom. The guy smashes, the golem thing smashes the entire thing, and then it just cuts to him holding Stella. It's like, really?
I think the student council president, or not president, one of the Ren, I think that's her name, like ran in and got her.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the student council president comes and she's this like super badass and she uses this lightning attack.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when she uses the lightning attack, you know how when people attack, sometimes the screen, the aspect ratio will go down and there'll be like these black bars?
Yeah, it'll switch to ultra wide.
Yeah, she destroyed the bars. Like when her attack like went across, the bars like broke apart.
Oh,
As if
I
they
thought
were,
that was great.
actually in the scene. I was like, cool shot, but like, that's so meta. What the fuck are you doing?
I thought it was great. It was like semi fourth wall breaking, but it was
I
really
mean,
cool.
It was cool, but in the end, I'm just like, what?
The thing that bothered me a lot about that whole thing, it was just like, all right, cool. Student council president shows up. She's badass, and she starts doing badass things, and it's like she jumps in there and panty shot.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did show a panty shot.
And I was like, really? I mean, like, I get that this is an edgy show, considering what just happened 5 minutes ago. But, really? Really? You're trying to say that she's badass, and then...
Immediately start sexualizing her.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even mad. Actually, I'm pretty mad. But
I'm mad, but it's like, it's to be expected at this point.
yeah. I mean, at least it's not Asterisk. Let's get real.
I haven't caught up with Asterisk, because you guys accelerated my schedule, but...
Yeah. And that's about all we can really say about Cavalry. It's really fucking edgy.
Yeah, and you have a generic character that can
You can self-insert as Iki. Yeah.
That's the best kind of character.
No.
I can be all the people.
no.
And
Are you the type of
reject
person-
See,
all the sex.
the one thing I don't understand is it's supposed to be an insert yourself into this person's shoes character, but he's super badass. It-
Mm,
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like, come on, give him something. Make him interesting. But,
but if he becomes too interesting, then he's not like the everyman.
I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying. I mean, I prefer an interesting person over what we've been given right now.
Yep, I agree. I just, if they could make this, if they could just take out all of the drama and shit, just throw that all away and just show us the matches, I'd be okay with that. It'd be a much better show.
I don't really like tournament arcs.
Oh, I enjoy tournament arcs, but
Yu Yu Hakusho's best tournament arc. Okay! Next up. Yes! Utuari Mona.
Uda.
I am loving this show.
So we had episode 8 and 9, right?
Yeah.
Are we talking about? And episode 8 was the one on the ship.
On the ship undercover,
Yes.
yeah. Atui has the gambling addiction confirmed. It's adorable. And she wins every time. I will take her to Vegas.
Okay, I have to admit, all the episodes up until now, I've been super bored. But this one was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so we had them gambling on a ship, pinning two of the monsters that the whatever giant centipede things.
Fighting, yeah.
Yeah, which was cool. I thought it was interesting.
I thought it really set the tone of the whole, this man is like corrupt, he's holding some fucked up shit in the background, he's a political leader sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Ukon wants to get rid of him.
Yep.
Get him out of there, but it definitely did set the tone and it was really fun.
Yeah, I really it was really good, and I was excited because this show was going to take a turn for the action. And as much as I enjoy a slice of life, I like me some action too, and we've seen
It's gonna go action, I guarantee, some point in this series.
Well, yeah, and we get to see Atui be fucking stupidly strong.
She was when she was like screaming, "Ah, bugs!" and just like slashing all over the place. Oh, that was so funny.
And then she like slams her spear into the ground. It just fucking breaks the ship.
She breaks the ship's going down, boys.
Oh yeah, something interesting about that ship scene though is that the breach was above the waterline, but the ship started sinking anyway, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I think it was because like the slash like went down further.
Yeah, but when they showed the hole that came out of the other side, it was above the waterline.
So I don't know how the ship was sinking, but alright.
Don't worry, that was immersion breaking for me too. I was like, really? Because it
didn't
starts
notice.
sinking the other way too.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was like, here's a hole in the ship, and now it's going away from the water because we're sinking now.
Also, that one scene where the girl, the servant comes back to get the gold statue,
Mm-hmm.
and the girl like appears in the window, is like, I have proof of your crimes. She starts laughing, abruptly stops, and then starts talking again. So I was like, what was that pause for? That's so weird. Like, I noticed weird stuff like that during the episode.
It was really sad whenever Ukon was like, drop the idol, you don't need it, because like, it was holding him down. He was like, can I at least
take
have
half? Yeah.
I was just like, aw, poor Haku, you got through so much shit, and then you can't even have half the money.
Oh, see, I wasn't even thinking about the money until he said, I'm going to keep half. I thought he was keeping it because it was the evidence they needed, and then he's like, "Can I keep half?" And I was like, "Really?
Yeah, that's
oh,
what
you
I clicked too.
wow, Haku, that's
It was perfect.
it's such a Haku thing to say."
The bugs were really creepy. Like,
yes.
I was getting, like,
Oh.
the chills when, like, they
Yeah.
were biting people's heads off and shit, and, like, when, like, the dude that was, the girl was in the corner or whatever, she was, like, crying. It was, like, one of the, civilians or whatever.
Mhm.
And, the bug's, like, mouth was opening up and everything. I just, like, chills.
Oh yeah, it was great. I was like, wow, this is where the show could go. This is gonna be awesome. We had like Boys Love 2 episodes ago, and now we get this. This is great. This is what the show's gonna be like. No.
It will. It will.
I know it will, and I'm still enjoying it, but it was kind of a cock tease.
Yep.
Because the latest episode 9.
Before you go there,
Oh.
did anyone at the end of the credits, whenever he was taken by the two girls to go talk to the dude or whatever, those two girls' voices, did you recognize them?
I watched the episode last week, so
Okay. Well, I don't know. I was sitting there and like I listened to them talk. They only had like 2 or 3 lines. I listened to them talk for like 10 minutes straight and was like, where have I heard these voices before? And I could not figure it out. So I was hoping you guys might be able to tell me.
You remind me after we finish with this, and I'll look it up, and if we can figure it out, I'll put it in the description down below.
Gotcha. That would be great. But anyways,
So
the
episode...
storytelling was pretty cool.
Oh.
The little nod to the people who knew the series from the beginning whenever it was like the green tea. And he was like, I feel like I've known this from somewhere. I was just like, yes. But anyways, that's beside the point.
Episode 9. We get more of first season.
Ariru came back! Ah! Yes!
We have our first season guy getting hyped.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there confused as fuck.
it was for me. It was a little bit annoying, just like the last episode where we had this happen, where you have these characters that or like, since I haven't seen season 1, I know I should know because I should have seen that season, but I don't, and it's a little bit weird. But
the relationship they've kind of like drilled with Kyung, it really works. Like it goes together, and like I see no problems at all with it. So I think they really did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm. Like
having Keon tie all of the characters together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't feel like I'm left out of much. They do a good job of introducing the characters as if they're new characters. And so I don't feel like I'm just completely lost, and they just don't dive into all this stuff that I should know from season 1, because it's, time leaps.
It's a lot more like undertoned.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that you should know from season 1 or not, whatever.
I think the highlight of this episode was the bird and tiger relationship.
Oh, that was great.
I thought that was really fun.
Karu was like, he was eyeballing the bird so bad, and then the bird was just like, yo bro, trying to fight, you won't mate, and then they start broing up together and sharing the food, and then at the end when they're leaving, the bird was the one that was crying.
Yeah, I was actually a little sad at the end there that they didn't have the tiger look back.
Yeah.
And that made me a little sad, but other than that, I just loved that Kokopo was just crying.
It was so great.
Oh, it was perfect. And
there's a ton of fan service in this episode.
Yeah, there was. I was like, since I was watching some of these episodes in the library, I was like, all right, I'll watch Bones, and then I'll go home and watch Uda, because I don't trust Uda. I was really glad I didn't trust them. That would have been real bad. I would have had some people look at me as I slam my laptop shut and just like, nope.
Also, there's a scene where all of the girls in the show that were introduced so far are in one room together, and I was looking at that, and I was like thinking, damn, there are a lot of girls here. You sure this isn't a harem? I mean, is it a harem or is it not? I don't really know.
Well, it's a...
Undertones, but not hair.
Because none of the girls are in love with him, aside from Kuon and that other girl who's a princess. So,
She's
I
not the
don't...
one.
I don't know. I like it. I like the dynamic that they have. I think it might technically fall under harem, maybe, because it's all girls.
Yeah. As long as
I
they're
don't
not
know.
in love with him.
Mm-hmm. I just like Kuon, so.
So, something I need to ask before we watch any more episodes is, was there an original plan that went into why they're at this inn and what they're trying to do?
Probably.
Yeah, it's their base of headquarters or whatever.
Yeah, but for
their
what?
different job. They're employed by Ukon at the moment or whatever, doing just random stuff around the
Oh,
city.
right.
Yeah.
So the inn is their base of headquarters.
Okay, alright. That's good. Alright,
One more thing before we go on, though.
Okay.
I seriously, like, you can even ask Leah and Aaron, I was typing in the chat, like, no, you don't ruin my character like this, but they were walking into the stupid bookstore, and I was just like, oh god, no. Don't make Auditor go fucking boy love on me now. Don't ruin one of my best characters. Don't do it, man. I was really butthurt, and it wasn't that bad, so thank god they didn't do that, but,
Yeah, all of this BL crap is bothering me a little bit.
it was funny the first time, now it's just kinda...
But we had an entire episode of it. That was
more than enough.
That was way more than we ever needed. And
I was fine with that episode too. Like, I'm not against the whole boy love sort of thing, but yeah, calm it down. I want to see my world building. I want to see my great characters. I'm tired of the boy love. Let's just leave it at that.
Yep.
But anyways, that's enough of Uta. We gotta keep going. So, heavy object, you guys?
Alright, Lee, you want to talk about episode 8?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So episode 8. Well, before just generalized, I'm still enjoying the crap out of this show. I'm loving this show. I think it's great. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I like Quenther. I like Havia. So I just think it's a lot of fun for just a lot of stuff. It's an entertaining show. Episode 8, we had the conclusion to the 5th or 0.5 gen object fight thing with the introduction of the counselor as a antagonist, having him jam their comms and tell them that they're gonna die here and all this stupid stuff. So they resolve that with the whole electrocution thing. We finally, Quenther actually gets seriously hurt, and Havia gets hurt pretty badly as well. And I was like, awesome. We're finally gonna get, it's not just gonna be Monster of the Week or whatever. We're finally gonna get some good, they have to recoup, and it's actually gonna be some development, blah, 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 blah. And then it's 2 seconds later, they're fighting another fight. I didn't even know when it switched. It confused the crap out of me. They were fighting a second gen. I think it was in this. I don't even know.
The perfect javelin. Well, that wasn't him. That was Baby Magma.
Well, Havia was on the field, or not Havia. Quenther was out in the field, sending coordinates and stuff.
Oh, wait, was he?
Yeah. Or at least that's what it looked like to me.
Okay, well, I thought that whole thing with the perfect javelin getting destroyed was really, really fucking rushed and didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
The episode overall, I didn't really like it. Big surprise there. However, episode 9, Episode 9 was fucking great because I was a little worried because there's no object-on-object fighting this episode, but Havia got development.
Yep.
And he said fuck. So that was really funny. I laughed.
And I like his fiance.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't like her speech thing of saying frickin' all the time or whatever that she does. But I don't know, it just seemed a little out of character, but I loved her reaction to him just shouting fuck.
Yeah.
It was just perfect.
Yeah, so Havia got some development. There's a legitimate reason to like him now. The CGI is still really bad in this show. I don't like it at all. Some of the backgrounds look like shit. Like when in the scenes where like it showed them walking towards.
Oh,
like,
that was so bad.
It was really, really bad. And then the rest of the episode was completely fine. So I was like, what happened there?
I don't know. That was just a really bad set of cuts.
Yeah. The logic behind the operation in the episode was also somewhat questionable. 2 people versus an unknown amount of terrorists in Antarctica, of all places.
And they weren't dressed for Antarctica, might I add. Now, obviously, they had to do that for character design reasons. They couldn't have them bundled up like they're supposed to be in Antarctica, because it would just be... You would just see blobs walking around, parkas walking around, with goggles and a face mask on. And that's not good for character showing emotions and stuff.
Weren't the heavy object, like, I don't even, drivers, I guess they're called? I don't even know what they're called, but anyways. Weren't they always getting, like, really hot, so, like, they wouldn't need that stuff?
We aren't talking... Havia and Quenther are just foot soldiers.
Yeah, Quenther and Havia are just, like, walking around in Antarctica.
Okay, that's my bad.
And they said that it got down to negative 59 there, and I was like, I know
what
that
the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, cool. You're talking about how cold it gets, and you're just wearing a parka.
Well, I'm not even sure wearing, like, all the stuff you can wear would help. Cause, I mean, where I used to live, it got down to, like, negative 42 sometimes.
But, like, come on, face mask and goggles at least. Like,
yeah,
damn.
Yeah, I totally agree. But otherwise, I mean, I don't really have much to say because this episode was mostly about developing Havia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the one episode I think that I can actually give a pass. Good job. You didn't piss me off.
The ultimate goal.
Alright, so moving on to Bones.
Bones is getting good.
Really?
I'm not watching Bones.
We got a little bit more. We get this Sakurako-san talking to somebody that it has to speak through a screen.
Yeah.
Who she's getting permission from before doing anything.
That's a big mystery here.
Yep. And I think that's really interesting. And I want to know who it is and blah, 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 blah. So we had episode 8? 7 and 8. And 7 was the festival, right?
It was the one where Sakurako goes into the school and immediately finds the people bones.
Okay. So I was thinking one episode before. I watched like 4 episodes of Bones today.
Okay.
So this was the school festival thing where she goes, eats pancakes, and then immediately leaves and goes to the science room and looks at Bones. And this bothered me a little bit. The fact that, what's his face? I can't remember names. This is really a problem.
Just call him the boy.
Yeah, Shonen. Shotaro. He still is focused on Sakurako-san, and it bothers me a little bit because I like Yuri as a character, and Sakurako is way too old. Or the age gap is, it bothers me. But, I thought this episode was alright at best. they found a bunch of bones, and then they're like, oh look, human remains. Oh, and Sakurako-san can pick locks. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Lot convenience.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought this episode was really slow. I didn't really like it. Most of my notes are about how fucking slow the episode was. Like when she's talking about pumpkin Mont Blanc or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't give a fuck about how good the pumpkin is. Shotaro continues to bother me as a character. His whole rant about, oh, those bones were a cat. Don't you love cats? I was like, shut up. Like, no one really gives a fuck.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring thing that bothers me. Yeah. He's just dense. And
I don't like him.
Yeah. I don't like him all that much either. I definitely think that Sakurako-san carries the show.
So episode 8, I don't know. My perception of the show is going down, mainly because there's like a big build-up. Like episode 7 was a big build-up. They found human remains in a box, and it was like, oh yeah, someone got murdered or something. And no, it just turns out a baby died or something. Like the payoff is very, very small compared to what actually happens in the past episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I'm conditioned due to watching over 700 episodes of Conan. But I prefer my mysteries to have some sort of huge payoff, like, oh, someone got murdered. You know, it's just a matter of taste, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not into it.
I'll agree that the payoff was really small, and the reason I'm saying that this show is going places is because of all of the small tidbits of information, the foreshadowing that we're getting with this, the butterfly and the guy with the screen, and it, I don't know, something big is gonna happen. Just please have it happen like next episode. You're running out of time. We have, what, four episodes left?
Yeah, 4 episodes.
You gotta make something happen now.
Yeah. And that's about it. Yeah. There's just not a whole lot to talk about Sakurako-san, I feel.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount.
It's a very slow show. It takes its time.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And hopefully...
running out of time, though.
Alright, next show, Asterisk.
Oh, baby.
So...
Episode 8?
Yeah, episode 8 and 9. Those are the ones we're talking about. So,
Yeah.
if any of you actually follow Digibro, or don't follow him at all, I highly recommend that you guys go and watch his first video on why this show sucks ass. Because he's pretty much spot on. Let me tell you. And there are 8 of them total, so you know this is going to be a good one. I don't have much to say at all. I don't like Ayato. He's really stupid. I think he's a Gary Stu. His design is really bad. I don't like it. Also, when I said that I liked the character designs 2 weeks ago, that didn't mean I actually liked the characters themselves. They're really boring. Like,
They just look really cool.
they look good, but I don't give a damn about these people.
Going back to your Digibro comment, his description of the characters. Light novel boy here.
Yeah, exactly.
Typical light novel girl here. Oh.
That's exactly how you can describe them. Tyler, do you want to talk about episode 8? Because I don't really
honestly,
want to.
not a lot really happened in it. It was just a cutesy episode with girlfriend bonding between Toto and Saya. I hate Saya. Toto was the only reason why I watched this episode. There you go.
So, episode 9, I actually have no idea what happened in this episode. I have actually forgotten what happened. And
They finally started showing us the
they started fighting. Yeah, they started fighting.
Yeah. Ayato kind of fucking wiped the floor with his battle. At first, when I was like watching, I was like, why are we doing this whole unnecessary, like, unchaining myself sort of, like, power up for a minute here? This is totally unnecessary. And then, later on it was like, yo, using our method of, having you do everything and keeping our teamwork under wraps for the rest of the tournaments, you're looking good. And I was like, oh, okay, you earn a pass now. You redeemed yourself. I understand. But,
I on the other hand, just don't give a fuck. Like when I watch this show, I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna pause the show.
It's understandable, but like, the only reason I'm watching this show was for this grand tournament, so I'm kind of psyched to see how it's gonna turn out.
But even this grand tournament, you could find this exact tournament like pretty much everywhere else.
Anywhere.
Like, Digibro even commented on that, saying, he'd rather be watching Yu Yu Hakusho, Kill la Kill, even Naruto over this.
He's right, but
it's just a really fucking bad show. And if I wasn't watching it with Tyler, I'd probably have dropped it by now.
Wait, you mean you don't want to watch a generic show? A generic light novel show where it's just a battle school and it's a...
Bro.
Isn't it great?
Bro. Do you even heavy object land something another Cavalry or Asterisk, man? Do you even?
Bruh. And that's all I have to say for Asterisk. It's really bad.
Yep. Though do you remember the they were showing off the like green school's fucking puppets or whatever, like their automatons or whatever. Yeah. The exchange of comments between them where like the big buff robot was just like, yo, I won't do anything for a minute, and then the little girl one or whatever next to him, it just like shoots him in the head and is like, yo, you bonehead, think you need to go back for some repairs. Like just their little conversation was nice. Probably the best part of this episode.
Yeah.
That
but that's
Toto.
Not saying much.
That Toto.
Alright, next anime is Comet Lucifer. Oh boy. So if any of you actually follow Comet Lucifer, you probably
don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you probably don't know what the fuck is going on. And I hate this show a lot because it had potential, and then it let me down. Okay, so fuck, where do I even start with this?
Alright, I got this. Comet Lucifer had my hopes up high. I was on top of the fun train, I was the conductor, I was leading the fun train to victory. And then, a lot of bullshit happened, we're 9 episodes in, I'm still in the dark about everything.
Well, we're only 8 episodes in.
8 episodes, 9's tomorrow. You're right. We're 8 episodes in now, still know nothing. I'm about ready to give my, conductor hat to someone else on the fun train, have them do it. I'm just gonna jump ship. But,
jump off the train and die.
Jump off the train of fun. It's just, there's a level of bullshit that comes with watching stuff that you just gotta stop. Just get on with it. I don't know.
I think the biggest problem this show has right now is with its characters. I don't like anyone in this show aside from one person. I hate Mora so much, okay? I hate the thing's voice. I hate how it turns into a fucking mech that they don't even fucking use. Roman is dumb, okay? Otto does whatever
Roman? I forgot what Roman.
Count is a girl who wants the dick. The MC is a fucking cardboard box. Felia does nothing. Well,
Felia's perfect. Shut up.
She's like the key to everything, so she gets a pass, I guess. But still, this entire show right now is being carried on the back of one of
the side character, boys.
Yeah,
the side character. The joke is, episode 8, we had like a whole backstory for this character Domon or whatever.
And so goes Mom. But before we talk, Tyler, we gotta hold off, right?
Okay.
Alright, I would've... I mean, I don't know how to describe this. Is it my fault that I don't know anything? Or is it the show's fault? Because they introduce a council in episode 7. I don't know what the council does. We're still getting glimpses of this dude with a telescope that I...
Yes! Why? What the fuck? I don't give a fuck! Why is this a thing still?
Like, who is this guy?
We know nothing! Dude, I want someone to compile a fucking collection of how much time has been wasted on this fucking telescope, dude, and just put it in a video so I can wait.
He literally appears every episode, and it's the exact, I swear to God, it's almost the exact same cut every time. It's the picture of the observatory, him at the telescope. The girl walks up to him, tells him something stupid, and he's like, okay, and then he goes back to observing whatever the fuck he's looking at.
Yes. I'm done. The bullshit that I was talking about with the fun train, that's it. Mostly that's a big part of the bullshit. Cause
The one...
you know me. Like, I have the shittiest taste ever. I can overlook everything. So when I'm getting this worked up about a fucking telescope, oh my god, it's terrible. Okay, Aaron, go.
I would have...
Go on.
The
with
one good thing about this episode was fucking Domon, the best guy in this show. He's literally carrying the entire show, and he didn't even exist in the show until like episode 5. He literally, the girl who what's her name? That one girl who picked up the bread with him. They're in the bar, and all of a sudden he fucking pulls out a gun and he's like, "I know who you are, honeybee," and I was like, "Oh fuck, Domon's a badass."
Yep. That's where I was like, what is it, last week when we recorded, that's where I was like, oh, dude, something badass happened, but you hadn't caught up yet. But, yeah, Domon went in, and then episode 9 was a lot of his backstory. Episode 8, I mean, numbers. Episode 8 was a lot of his backstory.
Oh, but before, so we can't go into episode 8 yet, Tyler. We gotta talk about episode 7.
7.
In episode 7, Phalia becomes a fairy or some shit, and when she was rising up into the sky with a golden circle, I realized that I had wasted fucking 7 weeks of my life watching this show. Alright, episode 8, now we can talk about it.
Dome, motherfucker.
Welcome to the episode where everyone gets punched in the face.
It is a recurring thing.
Yeah. It happens twice.
So the episode starts off
with them making a raft for some reason. When they already told them that the mech can float, they also have Mora who can transform into a flying mech. So why do they need a raft? I don't
could have
know.
spent that raft building time building more Domon character, man. That's all I need in my life with this fucking series.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So they're building a raft. They kind of have it all set up, and then they're trying to find food or whatever. And Mora ends up sniffing out some
curry, and it's Domon's curry.
Because Domon's following them now after he ratted out the honeybee.
Yeah, I thought he killed her. And,
I thought he did too.
And it turns out he didn't kill her, which I was like, oh, that would have been awesome. But because Domon is hanging out with him now, he gets Sogo alone, and he's like, bro, don't do what you're gonna do. I've seen this. I know you're gonna get hurt because the people who are guarding the altar of Abyss or whatever are fucking badass, and they're gonna kill you. And Sogo just looks at him and be like, no. And then Domon punches him in the face.
It was interesting.
Oh my God.
That exchange, that confrontation was interesting. It was going fine at first, with him being worried about Sogo, and then it was just
and he gets pissed and just
and then Sogo gets pissed off and overreacts way too much. I felt that was out of character for Sogo, that overreaction. And then Don Mo was just like, you little prick, and just punches. And I was just like,
oh.
I was looking, I was like,
when that happened, when that happened, I was literally sitting in my bed, and I was like, yay! And I put my arms in the air. It was so cool. Oh, man. The rest of the episode was actually really cool. It goes into Sogo's mom's backstory, actually. She's a pretty big part of the second half. And I have to say that Sogo's mom is a better character than Sogo is.
Sogo's mom is a better character than all of our main characters.
Yeah, than everyone in the cast besides Domon. She dies at the end, I think. Domon was her guard, and Domon got sucked into some military operation where people wanted to kill everyone who was working with Sogo's mom because, her research was dangerous or something. And, what happened? Oh, yeah. he told Sogo's mom, like, if you ever need help, call me and I'll come help you.
Call this
And
number.
yeah, call this number. And Sogo's mom gets punched in the face. Okay.
Like this dude snuck in or whatever when Donmon was out on his mission, and the dude just straight up bitch smacked a hoe, and like I feel terrible for laughing because like it was really sad, and then like he takes the she had just like completed the red crystal sort of thing, like that's what it looks like.
She like grabs his foot, like, no, you can't take that. Like,
and
that's
then
my
he just
research.
like curb stomps her face. Like what the fuck?
And in that one moment where she was like, no, you can't take that, that's my important research, I was like, I just realized you've been on screen for like 30 seconds and I already like you more than everyone else in the cast besides Domon.
Yeah. And then after she got curb stomped in the face, she was able to call Donmo, and it was like a video call of like the room overlay, and they show the grenade getting thrown in there as the dude was walking out with the red crystal, and at that point I was just like, no, I knew it was gonna happen. Why do I have these feels? And then like Domon, oh god, I hate, it's a great name for him, but my god, do I hate saying it. Domon gets back or whatever, and like he's being held off by the fire department or whatever, and he's just like, no, Era, and then it flashes back to him currently because it was like a flashback sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then he goes fuck shit up on the military.
Yeah.
Or thing that is.
Straight up kills the dude. It literally kills the dude. Sogo then proceeds to have some weird LSD trip where Mora becomes a girl and tells him that Belia is actually like the embodiment of the planet. And I was like, can we go back to Domon?
So if you're following the story, Mora sits here and tells him, yo, there are these like fairy things that float around space, right? And when they land on a planet that can sustain life, they're bloom into something, are born and give life to the planet. So that's the
some
thing.
weird
Apparently
alien
Felia's one of that. Don't know what that means. Probably won't find out what that means for the next like ever. So there's that going for.
Yeah, pretty much. When I found that out, I got so pissed that I just rated the episode infinity over 0 and just left.
What?
So yeah, that's Comet Lucifer. It's
Oh yeah,
probably
that raft that they spent making in the first half of the episode.
Oh yeah, they didn't even use it.
They didn't even use it. They walked off. So Go was like, I don't want to harm the other people. So he took Felia and Mora and just started walking. So
Yeah, it was totally pointless. Good.
I know for a fact we're not gonna, like, it's not gonna be the end of our other characters, so they're definitely gonna show up eventually. How they show up, I don't know. But, Domon's
When the best character in your show is a side character that didn't exist until like halfway through, there's something very, very wrong with what you're doing.
I am so very glad I dropped this show after episode 1.
You know,
Yeah.
all this hate for it, I'm still gonna enjoy the action scenes. The sound of, like, whoever is, like, behind the, like, sound effects team or whatever, the sheer, like, when the mechs are going at it and, like, the metal is, like, clashing and banging, like, with the sound of the music or whatever going in, I'm just like, I could dig this. This is why I won this show. Stop showing me these characters, just have me some fucking mech fighting.
I want to know who wrote this show. I bet it's fucking Jun Maeda.
Then I'm required to give it a 10 out of 10, and the entire channel never existed.
Alright, so that was all the anime we watched this week. We originally I was originally going to talk about Wine and Seraph and what we watched for Thanksgiving, but we don't have time. We're actually recording this episode on a Saturday because of time restraints. But before we go, Tyler, Lee, and myself, we had an idea to do something new, and we wanted to know what you guys think about it, and if we can get some more ideas for like other things we can do. So what we were gonna do is we were looking at the winter anime season, and we saw that Charlotte is getting an OVA. And if you know anything about Charlotte, you know that it's really, really rushed and kind of shitty. I'm planning on watching it, but we were thinking that we could watch it live. All of us, whoever wants to come. I'm sure David can fit in, because he's already seen the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we were gonna watch it live and give our reactions to it, and just upload that as a fun video, whenever. But that's like the only thing we have right now, and we want to do more stuff because, bi-weekly reviews, it's more or less the same thing every week, especially this season because of, we got Cavalry, we got Uda, we got Heavy Object, got Comet Lucifer and Asterisk. That's 4 shows already that is kind of the same thing every week. So It gets a little samey, at least for this season. So if you have any ideas for what we can do, please send them our way, because we'll definitely take those into account.
Also about the whole live watching sort of thing, if you have any ideas on like how we could
can avoid
accomplish
copyright.
that without copyright infringement and everything, that would be great. Would love to hear up on what you guys have.
Yeah.
But
and real quick, there's supposed to be an episode 2 weeks from now. That might get canceled. It might be a dual cast if you guys want to do one, because I have to go on vacation. There's currently a plan of us recording really early in the morning before I leave. So if anything happens, I will let you guys know on Twitter or YouTube. So yeah, and thanks for watching.
Yep.
Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.